Hey there. A lot of you guys were missing, so I'm just going to quickly go over and recap what we did. So we started off trying to build a perfect cube. Eventually, we're going to put some circles in here, but we haven't even got there yet. So we're mostly focused on this methodology to build a perfect cube. So let's go over to look at and we'll get into the rest of this stuff later. So okay, I'm going to scrub over this. So I just took that same image and threw it in here just as so it would look the same reference and everything. So you start off with the horizon line going across. Just mark right and left vanishing points on either side close to the edge, but not off the edge, so you can see what you're doing. And then I just drew a vertical line that's going to be the height of my box. And then this blue line is transferred. That's the same distance as the vertical line is. So this is a process called using measuring points. It's a little weird, but follow with me. The right and left are the 45-degree angle, or sorry, 90-degree angle down at the station point on the bottom. And that connects those two. And then this is kind of tricky. Let's see, you can't really see this. How did I get those measuring points? Do you see that red line there? I just traced, I can't get it. I traced, yeah, there it goes. The one edge of this 90-degree corner, and then I rotated it up to the horizon so you can see, since these are roughly the same, I just used the same red line that is the same length as that diagonal on the bottom. And I marked off two measuring points. And so there they are, measuring point and measuring point. So again, that one measuring point is, they're kind of crossing over each other. Let's keep on going, you'll see. All right, so the first step you do is you take the that new blue line that we created and draw a diagonal up to the measuring point. And remember, these are not vanishing points, they're measuring points. We're just going to use it to measure out the cube. And you can see that that first, where that intersects that diagonal line to the measuring point, where that intersects the other line going back in space to the left vanishing point, you'll see I stopped the edge of the box right where those intersect. And then I'm going to go up vertically. And then I draw off the lines to the right vanishing point, and I do the exact same thing but opposite. So now I move that blue line over. I'm measuring, I'm drawing a diagonal across there to find on that line where those intersect. I'm going to make my verticals. So you see that goes up, and then I just chase it around, create the top and the back side and the bottom of the box. Now I saw most people made a mistake. You can kind of see those diagonals going to the measuring points. Most people thought that was the bottom of the box, but those are just used to get that length, and then you can just forget them. You never use them again. So, and then here I am just kind of approximating the cone of vision from the standing point. So I drew a 60-degree blue lines, 30 degrees on each side of the center. And then I kind of roughen that circle, that's our cone of vision, and then I'm kind of just blocking out our picture frame. And remember, another thing that people keep on doing by mistake is drawing outside of the picture frame. And here, I think I show you, if I draw a box outside of the picture frame, it gets really distorted and out of my cone of vision. So let's get rid of that. Now, to stack up these two boxes, all I do is take the front vertical edge and copy it and moved it up. It's exact same height. And so once I have that front edge, I can just kind of scroll around, and let me zoom in here now that we've got. So I've created now, just with that one edge, I've extended up all the sides of the box, and I got the height of the box that's the same as that front edge, and now I can cap off the top of the box. Now this is the next part, which also people are getting confused, is if you look down on the purple square, lower one, I drew a diagonal going through one way and then a diagonal going through the other way. And all I'm trying to do is divide that purple edge where I drew that extra line. So if I draw a line from the center of that X out to the purple line, that's the midpoint of the purple line. And now I draw a longer diagonal, that purple diagonal line, that goes through those from one corner through the center of the side. And where that hits the bottom green line, I pop back up and draw a vertical. And once I've done that, you can see I can create the rest of my box. And I think I'm going to do another one. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, so if I draw that, now the yellow line going all the way back to the vanishing point, and I keep repeating the process. Now I don't need to draw any more X's because that was just to find the center line. Now I have a center line. So now I just back up one line to the green one and draw diagonally through the center of that new box that we created, the center of the edge, down to the green line on the base. And then where it hits, where that intersection is, I draw back up to the top. And you can see I can repeat this, but notice these are not X's. I saw a lot of people just drawing X's over and over again. This is just one diagonal line and one vertical line. And notice if you look at any one of those diagonals, it crosses over two boxes. So it ends up being like a bunch of little triangles. And you can see I could just keep on going off. And when it gets really tight, they'll start mushing together where you can't even determine where one ends. All right, so now I've just kind of inked out some of the boxes, and I divided the top one here also. The first side toward you, I divided it with an X. Then on the other side, I just drew the diagonal, and that's going to be my roof. And so I've noticed I'm ignoring the front part of that red box on top, and I've just got this kind of slanty roof. And now I've added another diagonal down to the first box because now those should be like a peaked roof. And, you know, I'm scrolling through here. So now I'm kind of just breaking this up with these diagonals. I've created a garage door. Notice that the top, I drew a line from the window across. In fact, actually, where's the window? Let's go there. So the window is created, I already had that, the X in the box, the red X. So I'm just drawing any line to start with, running across vertically. As soon as I hit the red X, I drop down, I hit it again, I go across. And so that should give me a perfect window. And I just shaded it in to show how that goes back in space. All right, so now I'm doing something similar. I just did a garage door. Using a similar process, but instead of one box, it's going to cross two boxes because you notice I got bigger, longer diagonals there. And it's goes all the way to the ground. And then the little bottom edge of the windows, I'm doing this like a little toy house, so I'm not actually doing, you know, window thickness. It's like holes in a block going across. And then here, I'm just kind of repeating the process and making a little shed on the side. I divided up the door on the shed. Let's see, can I go back? Yeah. Right there, it's kind of gray, but you can see I followed those X's first and got the frame. And then I divided that with a new X, found the center, divided those two with two center X's on either side, and then I found all my boards. And then I just turned back on my picture frame to make sure that I'm all within the boundaries. So let's go look at the second one here. This one I set up very similarly, but I'm creating the first square with a different method, so watch along here. Let's go. So in this method, I'm just starting out in space. I got my horizon, and I did get my vanishing points in there, but I'm just zooming in. Wait, let me back up again here. So I just draw a square, and I'm just totally freehanding this just to show what I would do in my sketchbook, for example. I draw one diagonal across the square, and then I rotate that diagonal down. So I've transferred that measurement to the ground, and you see it's a little bit longer than that original box. And now I'm starting to draw some lines going from the ends, that vertical line on the floor, I'm drawing a line across from each edge projecting forward, and then from each edge projecting backwards. And you'll see I got this little grid on the ground that I just highlighted. And then from there, I draw verticals up. And that first edge of the square you can see is the height of my box. And so I'm just kind of crappy shading in the sides so you can see there's the next side. Shade that in. And then I draw back to the two vanishing points for those top edges. And then you can see here's again the repeat. So I draw the X first, then I draw the line across to find the center point. Then I draw a long diagonal, and where it hits the ground, I go up, and then I back up. This is important. There's my vertical, and I got to jump back to the previous vertical from the upper corner there, and then diagonally through the split, the middle of that line, down to the ground, and then I draw a new vertical. And then I jump back to the previous one, go through, and keep that pattern going on. So here again, I'm creating, let me zoom out here a little. We ended class at this point, but that's as far as we got, so I just doubled up the boxes there. All right, hope this helps you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.